Greetings to you once again. It's good to be with you. It's the winding down of summer in August now, and I can tell because the birds are quieting down and disappearing, and the weather is stirring. But it's a beautiful day, and I thought I would say a word or two about our busyness and our rushing around. You might be one of those people that just has to constantly be on the go, and I want to say something about the pace of our lives. I don't know if you're into country music, but I can remember years back this group Alabama, and they sang this song about busyness. It went something like this. One of the lines, my favorite line, was, "I'm in a hurry to get things done. I rush and rush until life's no fun. All I really have to do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry and don't know why." Ever wonder why you're in such a hurry? Well, I've got to go here and I've got to go there and I need to buy this and I have to drop that off and I told so-and-so I would do this and that and I've got to work and I've got to pick up the groceries and sure, all of that, I suppose. But there has to be balance again, and I want to say something about that. Let me refer to a verse from the Old Testament of the Bible, Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 15, where Isaiah is chiding the people of Israel about their not turning to God and they're not settling down in their own spirits with Him. And so therefore they're not saved and they're finding no rest in their lives and in their souls. Isaiah says in 30:15, "For thus says the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength." And then it ends on this sad note. But you were unwilling. But you were unwilling. But you would have not. If you would just, in other words, he's saying, return to God. If you would just settle down and rest in Him, you would find your salvation. Salvation is in Jesus. Rest is only found ultimately in God, in our spirits. It's like a bird settling in a nest. That's home. It's like a wife who's happy with her house. That's home. And our spirit is only settled in God. In returning to Him, says Isaiah, and not constantly going and going and going, but coming back to Him, you will find the rest you need. I know that. You probably already know that, but let me remind ourselves today that that is where the rest and the peace is. And what's really ironic, I find, because I've been involved with churches, you can be a Christian and be so overly involved in busyness and in activities which may be very good in their nature, but now the neighbor is cutting his grass. But still, you're going and going and going and going. You have, ironically, no time to pray, no time to settle down, no time for the things that really matter. Your quietness and your quiet time with God. In quietness, he says, and in trust, that's where the strength is. The strength is never going to be in the activity. The strength may come forth in the activity, but because of the quietness and the rest, it's the preparation that makes us ready for the project. Think of all the training that goes into the Olympics for just a brief swim, a brief race, a brief exhibition of some sort. all the hours and hours and hours and months and years of training that goes into this momentary display of strength and ability and agility. It's in that preparation time. When we get alone with God, that is, in a sense, the preparation time, but that is the time, that is the work, that is the reality. Prayer for the Christian is like the breathing of the soul. Our time with God is the oxygen that we need to be the kind of Christian that we have to be. If you don't have time to pray, you're too busy. If you don't have time to pick up the Bible and look at it, you say, well, I don't know where to turn. Just open it up and ask God to show you. I used to say, well, go to John, go to the Psalms, and I would still say that. Just thumb around, start reading through a short book, perhaps in the New Testament. But God will show you that. But the key is, again, to settle down and to make that time. Nobody's going to make that time for you. Nobody's going to say no to certain commitments for you. You have to do it. You have to choose the better way, and so do I. Over the years, I've been able to learn how to say no. It's amazing how many people can't seem to say no. And you know what reminds me of, the smorgasbord or the cafeteria, the buffet, where we go in and we fill our plates with all kinds of things, little mashed potatoes, choice of meats and vegetables, and on it goes, and some desserts. Before you know it, the food's falling off the plate. It doesn't need to be that way. We're overloading ourselves, and it's only going to be a strain and a stress. God says, if you would just rest in me, slow down, make yourself step aside, step out of the rush. So many things, by the way, can wait. We think they can't wait. They can wait. If you would just do that, you would find what you're looking for. The laundry's always going to be there. I don't advocate a sloppy house, but it used to be I would tackle big projects and have to seem to do it all at one time. Now I'll do part of it and I'll finish the rest the next day or maybe the day after that. I don't advocate indolence and laziness, but it'll get done. It'll get done. If you want it to, it'll get done. Just keep at a little bit each day. But you don't have to load the plate. You don't have to do it all at once, oftentimes. Pace yourself. Get alone with your thoughts and your prayers and pour your heart out to God and realign yourself, recommit yourself to Him. I recently had to have my front end of my car realigned. We need to do that too, don't we? All the time. Get the perspective. And I think for me anyway, and I think for a lot of folks, it's getting outside. Get out of the house, get out of the building, and see the world that God has made. And experience His peace once again. Blessings to you. Have a good day and a good week this week.